All right, everyone, we're at Barber 2021, the Vintage Motorcycle Festival, and this is Caitlyn's first time at the festival.
First time here?
That means her first time watching races, her first time at the museum,
Hit me in my gut the second I saw it.
first time at the swap meet,
It's the place to be if you're looking for deals, parts, tools, vintage memorabilia.
first time at the Wall of Death,
This is awesome!
and her first time at the Globe of Death.
It's so cool.
I also forgot demo rides, but most of these bikes are way too tall for Caitlyn. She'll ride in the back.
Merrick's gonna be jealous.
Oh, God.
We're gonna see if we can have a good time here at the Vintage Motorcycle Festival 2021. It is a bit muddy, but I think all around it's gonna be okay.
All right, let's go see what Barber's all about.
The Vintage Motorcycle Festival takes place at the Barber Motorsports Park in Leeds, Alabama. Amanda from New Orleans is a Barber Vintage Festival pro.
I've been coming pretty much from the beginning. Like, I think I've maybe missed a few. Today, like when I was packing up to come here, I brought a long sleeve shirt and it had a third annual. It's my favorite time of year.
And for good reason. One is getting to see the Wall of Death.
Yeah, this is the American Motordrome Company's Thrill Arena. We're proud to be out here. This isn't some new fancy contraption we just thought of. First time the public ever seen a Wall of Death, early 1900s.
My name is Karina, now Miss Karina.
Now, Karina's gonna fire up this 2002 Sportster, show you some of the tricks and stunts that you may see done on the inside. Who's ready for the first show?
The Wall of Death's been around for about 100 years, and there used to be dozens, if not 100 of them traveling in the United States at any given time. Now there's only 5 Walls of Death remaining in the United States. We're the largest, the most far traveled. We're on the road 7 straight months out of the year. So it is 30,000 pounds. Everything you see here and the outside, everything packs down onto that trailer, and it takes about 8 hours with a good crew. And everything goes up by hand, a wrench and a ratchet, no power tools, no forklifts, exactly the same way it would have been done in 1920. But yeah, we have to make sure that that riding surface is as smooth as can be because we're riding under 3 Gs of force. So every little bit helps.
The owner and the builder of the building, Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame rider at 70 years old, Daredevil Jay Lightning!
Is a 1927 Indian Scout. This is Jay Lightnin's bike. He's been riding the Wall of Death for 55 years, and he's been riding this bike since 1975. He learned from someone who learned the same way as him. So he was trained by that person. I was trained by Lightnin. We have a 1928 Indian Scout as well, and that was built for Billy when he got to the point where he was ready to ride an Indian. So now we have Captain America and the Billy bike. and which no one ever notices. And this bike here is a 1975 Harley SX 175. And this is the first bike people start on. You don't go right to an Indian. So that's what I'll train on. That's what Billy is showing. If what I'll be doing next. That act is where you start. Every one of these frames is reinforced because the G-force will crack frames. It twists them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've passed out. It's not just about women power stuff, but there's been a girl riding this thing with the boys since 1915. Every wall always had a woman. It's the history of vaudeville. If you don't have a girl, you dress your brother up like your sister. You have to. So that's super important to me. Exactly.
By what you've seen just to this point in the show, I'm sure you can imagine there is not an insurance company in the country today that will insure riders of our profession. Because of that, we banded together and created the Riders Accident Fund. A portion of our pay going towards it each and every week, and another portion coming from viewers just like you. So if you think you've got just a little bit more than you bargained for coming up our stairs, if you'd like to help a rider out when they come crashing to the ground, you can pick out anything, large or small, and toss it into the arena at this time. Your report's under no obligation, but every bit does help to get the rider back on their feet once again. Thank you, folks.
To take a dog and fold it in half long ways, just like this. Push it between your two fingertips, just like so. Put your elbow right there on that steel safety cable in front of you. Extend your arms straight out into the arena. And Billy will come up and he'll snatch that dough right out of your fingertips.
This is awesome!
And every single scratch on these walls is somebody coming down the hard way. Well, the best way that people can help keep this alive and keep the tradition of this alive is come out and see a show, bring your friends, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, keep the word out there, because the real history of this is they used to be on the Midway, they used to be at the speedways, they used to be at the things that are no longer really American daily activities anymore. So we come out here for the love of it. You're not going to get rich on it, but it's the best thing that I've ever found. I still get goosebumps every day. But yeah, come see a show and tell people to come see a show, and that's it. And you can buy t-shirts on the website. All donations to the Riders Accident Fund are greatly appreciated.
As they go around, it's a little kind of scary feeling.
How many more times are we going to watch that?
As many times as we have available to, I guess, as many times as we can make it, for sure. That was very exciting.
All right, so given the opportunity, I would love to try that. I think I'd be super nervous and it might not go well, but that's so awesome.
I would definitely want to learn how to do the go-kart. I wouldn't trust myself on a motorcycle to do it, but the go-kart looked fun.
Besides stunt shows, the vendor area also includes a variety of motorcycle companies and dealers.
And food. If the Wall of Death isn't exciting enough for you, there's also the Globe of Death.
Our family originates from Brazil. In 1912, our great-grandfather built his first Globe of Death. For the past 100 years and 5 generations, we've traveled all over the world performing at the best events, the best motorcycle rallies, and we're always excited about being here at the Barber Vintage Festival because we all know there's no crowd like the motorcycle-loving crowd. Are you ready for the Urias Globe of Death? That's what we like to hear.
It's a part of Americana. It's been around for over 100 years. The globe actually is the evolution of the Wall of Death. So it was, our great-grandfather was there. There was a couple other gentlemen, an Italian and a German. and stuff, and they were at my great-grandfather's show down in South America and Brazil on their circus. So the idea was, what can we come up with that's crazier, smaller, more portable in a sense to fit in.
They can travel around
and not
easy.
only that, but for the masses to see. There's only a certain amount of people you can get up on the Wall of Death, which is phenomenal. But this, you get 360-degree view. So they came up with the idea of, okay, well, let's do a full circle. Then they just, let's get some bikes in there and start getting crazy.
It's a combination of speed, balance, strength, and skill to ride in the Globe of Death. Each rider takes about 2 years of training before he performs in front of a live audience. We train for so long so we can learn not to be busy. A lot of G-force in the Globe. Little change of direction in the Globe of Death, making it look easy, but such a difficult ride. One more time, Joey!
It's a traditional setting, but it's also been a thrilling aspect to everyone. Doesn't matter how old you are. If you're, again, 2 years old, 102, it doesn't matter. When we were able to do the movie Place Beyond the Pines, one of the co-writers, he saw our act in Altamont, New York during the fair, and he got the idea. So he always had that idea to put it into a script. Finally put it into a script, and the ironic and funny thing about it is we were able to be the stunt people for Ryan Gosling in that movie. So, kind of full circle.
Give it up for the Urias brothers.
8 months old, my dad would strap me to his front and he'd ride around the cage. I have photos of that. And it's just, again, I always grew up around the motorcycle community, the motorcycles itself, circus in itself. We derived from circus, so we love the thrills, the daredevil part, it's that infectious adrenaline that gets in your blood from the crowd, the noise, the roars.
I saw my dad get in some accidents and have some broken bones. Kind of scared me a little bit, so I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. By the time I was already almost a teenager, it was in my blood. It was like pulling me towards it.
Don't let him say that. Listen, our mom rode inside the cage at 7 months pregnant with him, okay? So he was
That's the smartest thing to do.
He was doing the globe before he was even born.
The #1 rated female globe riding daredevil. This is Olga Loca. We call her Olga Loca. That means crazy Olga in Spanish. She's going to show you just why we say she's that crazy. She's always ready to prove that the girls can ride crazier than the guys.
I kind of was a little bit obsessed with motorcycles, even though I never rode one before. I really wanted to learn, even just to ride.
And for the past 10 years, she's been traveling all over the world, performing in a 16-foot steel cage. We were dating, and I was like, I'll show you how to ride a motorcycle, and she wanted to learn how to do this. Me and my brother were a little tentative because she does a lot of other acts. We don't want to hurt her. But our father was actually the one who said, I see the passion in her eyes, and she can be one of the greats.
I love it. I just want to be, like I said, when we started, they're like, oh, do you want a low wheel? Oh, do you want maybe no clutch, automatic or something? I was like, no, give me the same stuff. I don't want no special treatment. I want to just be a good rider. I didn't want to just be the okay female rider.
As she got better, she just never stopped improving. She still improves to this day and became the #1 female globe rider in the world. And she really, when she takes her helmet off, they forget about us sometimes. Oh, that's Nina! All right, stop showing off.
There's about 20 other groups out there.
Around the world.
Around the world. So a very small community, if you start to look at the big picture, of people that try to do what we do. about from our grandfather. And then it just kind of, again, it's slowly evolved, just like the globe itself. We've added more motorcycles in the logo because of adding more motorcycles in the cage. Roughly about 3 hours to set it up, and about the same amount of time, a little bit less to tear it down. The original structure is the same as our great-grandfather made. So the way it breaks down, the pie sections and everything like that, is still the same main structure to it. We've designed the bases, we've updated it to where everything breaks down, rides on top of the base, fits in a smaller condensed area, you know, indoors, inside of a trailer instead of, you know, outside. So we've made it more user-friendly for us, but with still keeping the same integral part of the main structure. Fuel for us is the roar of the crowd, and yet we did miss that.
This year, the camping area was quite muddy.
A little muddy. And yeah, I'm super, super nervous about being able to get my whole rig out. I don't think it's gonna happen. A lot of people getting stuck this year.
You ready to test ride some bikes?
Fuck it. Now to get out of the mud. Ugh. It is so caked. Your bike is just like caked with mud. You are flinging shit mud everywhere. Oh my god! My seat is getting covered in muddy shit. Oh, it looks like dog poop. Oh my god. That was like the least graceful get-up I've ever done on this bike. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not a prissy girl. Well, I'm a little prissy. A little prissy.
So of course, one of the great things about Barber is you get to test ride some bikes with certain manufacturers. So today we have Yamaha, KTM, BMW, and Indian. We just got done riding the Yamaha Tenere 700. It was super cool, and I think now we're gonna go try to ride an Indian.
This is my first time on an American motorcycle, I think.
Thank you, Indian, for being American. Oh man, this was awesome. Nah.
I liked it. It's very nice. Yeah, I mean, we could do a bagger.
That's up to you. I mean, you're the one that's riding. That one's got a backrest for me. I just want to see, like, what does it feel like to be on a fucking couch?
Are you cold? I can turn the heater on. Are you hot? I'll turn the AC on. I think it's got both. America. Fuck yeah. Woo! It feels like a boat turning. This is my first KTM I've ever been on. But yeah, this part about Barber where manufacturers are willing to bring motorcycles to try out is pretty sweet, I must say.
Test riding was fun. This is super fun. Oh man. I'm having an excellent time, an incredible time. Yes, I would love to make this a regular occurrence.
Caitlyn couldn't handle her excitement for riding on the racetrack, and there was no shortage of interesting bikes around.
You can do it!
And no throwing banana peels at the rider behind.
Or
You laugh at that? Somebody did that to me today. I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
I'm in ride time now. Oh, beautiful sunset.
You can't get much better than riding a motorcycle on a racetrack during sunset with your love.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Totally worth the $40. Totally worth it. I would do this again. Oh, that was fun. I'm so glad we got to actually do it multiple times. And I wasn't sure, maybe they'll only let us do it like once or twice and then call it. But actually we got roughly 11 minutes. Oh shit. Ooh.
You all right?
Ooh. And I think I caught that on camera. I fucking knew it. I bet he's gonna fucking eat it one of these days. Home sweet home. Until tomorrow.
Yeah, my license was Is that a bird or a bat?
it's like if it rained. It's like this is the most dew I've ever seen ever in my life. Anywhere. It's like it rained. I mean, things are dripping like it rained. No wonder everything's so muddy. My morning coffee without being coffee. You have to go all the way downhill, and I'm pretty sure the toilets, they're slightly slanted because it feels like you're gonna fall backwards. And then from here on out, you have to plan your route, and then pick a toilet, any toilet, if you dare.
Hope for the best.
You find one until it's good. Much better.
Not as good as Bucky's last night?
Oh, never as good as Bucky's. Bucky's! Beautiful bathrooms, are always clean. One of my favorite places in the world.
I'm like Thanos right now collecting wristbands. This one gets me in, this one divides me bikes, all kinds of stuff.
Chris went to test ride another motorcycle. Meanwhile, I was finding vintage bikes I could actually touch on.
Get the money, we'll build you a bike. We'll find something. I'll look, I can find donors and stuff, and we'll
Some in our group had to leave early on Sunday, but we still had more to see.
We are currently at the main swap meet in Barber. It's the place to be if you're looking for deals, parts, tools, vintage memorabilia, whatever you want. There's generally something for everybody. You end up taking home stuff you don't need, but it's a good time, and we're about to go check out some stuff. It's the last day on Sunday, so everybody tends to mark their prices down, so everybody goes deal hunting for stuff that people don't want to take back home with them.
Now, do you have to have a permit to sell?
Yeah, so the way swap meets usually work is you rent a spot, and then you have a designated area where you set up your booth, put out all your stuff, and then people come by. You have to reserve them way in advance because Barber is extremely popular, as you can tell. So the spots can get expensive. Totally worth it if you got a lot of merch to sell, or you just want to be in the prime of everything. You know, it's like you're right across from the fan zone, you're short distance to the museum, You know, it's all right here.
And if you don't have a pit bike, you can even buy a pit bike.
You're also selling something, I guess probably in previous years. Have you ever sold anything?
I haven't. Most of the stuff I've done is normally commissioned before. I had a customer I built this for a couple of years ago. He doesn't really get to ride it much, and so he asked me if I could sell it for him. So I brought it up to Barber with me because there's no better place to sell a vintage bike than at a vintage festival. So yeah, I brought it out here. Our friends at Barber Motorsports were kind enough to let us put Dispatch on display at their booth. You know, get tons of looks, super cool little bike. It just needs the right owner.
There's a few ways to get around at Barber. Walking, of course, is an option.
But it's much better to bring a motorcycle or a pit bike to ride around the track. Plenty of parking for motorcycles too.
Otherwise, Barber does have a tram with multiple stops at points of interest around the racetrack. Watch some races while you wait, then relax and enjoy the views. There's also plenty of food trucks for when you do get hungry.
So Caitlin's eating some turkey wrap sandwich. Calvin's got a
Patty melt.
Seasoned
fries.
That actually looks really good.
Yeah, it is delicious.
The fries look really good
best
too.
vendor here, I think, for food, for sure.
When you want a break from the heat in a nice air-conditioned building, it's time to head inside to the museum on campus. It houses over 1,600 motorcycles with over 950 on display at any given time.
I'll take that one.
Caitlin's motorcycle shopping.
I don't know, that one's called Mystery, so I want to know what the mystery is about it. Oh, there's a green one. So many motorcycles.
But they don't just have motorcycles, they have cars too.
The Beatles, Bentley. What do you think?
I'd drive it.
Didn't realize it was moving.
So now we're in the basement, and this is the workshop. This is where they restore all the bikes and the cars. They're obviously not working today, so not much really to see here, but it's still pretty cool. Get to see the areas, like we can peer into the areas that they work in. I'm not much of a car person. I don't particularly care one way or another about cars, but there are a few cars here I'm like, yeah, I'd sit in that and drive that around. I'd sit in that one and drive that around. Some of these Porsches are really nice.
That's sharp looking for sure.
Me likey. I don't know what it is, but me likey. I like its look.
Steam-powered bikes.
It's getting a little steamy in here. It's the original food trucks.
Food bikes.
It's a food bike. You don't have a food truck, you have a food bike.
And of course, it's a Harley Davidson. Military Scrambler. Caitlyn, would you rather be the person in the sidecar, the machine gun, or the person riding the motorcycle?
Oh, the one with the machine gun. Well, it wouldn't sound like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. No, I would definitely be, I'd be the gunner.
Okay.
297 pounds.
Oh,
Top
wow.
speed, 75 miles an hour.
Triumphs galore. They even had bikes that have been around the world. You can also catch races from the Air Conditioning Museum. This Husqvarna caught my eye, and I spent a while looking at it, until I realized I didn't know where Caitlyn was. But I found her on this couch.
Sorry, just need a quick cat nap. Let's get back to motorcycles. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Oh, the blue. Harley, can you please remake this bike? Oh. That is a beautiful bike. That is a beautiful American bike. The color is perfect. I want a bike like this. What is that? The Harley Davidson. It's a fucking Sportster. It's a 66 Sportster. Make it look like this. Make it look like this. This is pretty. This is beautiful. This is, it's like beautiful artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Finally see a piece of artwork that just hits you. It hit me in my gut the second I saw it.
Everyone, if you want to buy Caitlyn a bike, it's a 1966 Harley Davidson Sportster. I'm gonna go with the 1938 Bruff Superior. Ideally, I'd want a 1930 Bruff Superior, but I'll take the 1938. I think I'd be really cool in this bike. Showing up at the bar, huh? It doesn't photograph or video very well because it's like so dark and it's like shiny. Like I can see myself in the tank.
I just know it's intricate as hell and looks super complicated.
Yeah, these things are just a work of art. These things are just so cool.
This is like a masterpiece of a motorcycle. It's just the most skilled and detailed of all of those. I don't know, those little moments of the bike and the way it was built. Very pretty. Very expensive. I understand why they're very expensive and very, very rare.
I feel like this would be a great bike for her to start. Something small, fast, reliable, can ride it anywhere, but it's a classic. You know, it's never dying, never quitting. CBs are the best.
Caitlyn joined the High Pipes Club.
So many things are like, that's cool. That's cool. Like, you don't see anything like this out there. And that's distinct. That's distinct. That's distinct. Like, everything looks so different. It's really nice seeing all of these bikes and really the personality of bikes and the personality of companies back then. And it's like, well, you had personality once. Can you get it back again? So we just left the Motorcycle Museum. It was absolutely wonderful. It was a wonderful experience getting to see steam bikes to even like just up to pretty new and modern bikes in there. Then you have some cars. It's pretty incredible. I would definitely spend a lot more time to really experience the whole place. Totally worth checking out.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I've been to Mid-Ohio. I love Mid-Ohio as well, but I don't know, something about Barber just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've been here for so long. I feel like it's my second home almost. It's part of my world, part of my life. I always try to kind of reach out to everybody, see who's coming and count them off. This year we got here at like 8 in the morning. We like ran in, don't tell anybody. So we snuck in very early and then like, yeah, we were able to quarter it all off. Usually I get here around 11 when they let people in and yeah, section the whole area off and just have a great time. I love seeing everybody getting along, like people that haven't met, all of us, and coming together and new people coming into the group and just meeting and hanging out and talking bikes and this big family.
Well, as you can see, it's starting to clear out here. So the Barber Vintage Motorcycle Festival 2021 is coming to a close. But I hope this video has shown you why you have to come to this festival at some point in your life. Between the community of people, the swap meet, the wall of death, the globe of death. Maybe the races are for you. Maybe it's just hanging out with some old friends. But definitely check out the Barber Vintage Motorcycle Festival here.
A big thank you to Miss Karina and the American Motor Dome Company, Erwin, Melvin, Olga, and everyone from the Urias Globe of Death, Amanda, Calvin, and the whole group from New Orleans and Louisville.
And as we always say, take care and scramble on.
Best of luck.
By myself.
No, it's bad.